want to know about data centers right now? Okay, hang on. This is the data centers according to the internet right now.
At the rate these things are going to be sucking up our water and electricity, within 25 years, we're not going to have any food. We're not going to have any water. And it's funny because when I was a kid, I used to watch a Transformers episode on TV, and it reminded me of the Decepticons harvesting all the energy out of the plane, until there was nothing left.
Decepticons, a toast to the imminent destruction of the accursed Autobots.
We're gonna be rich!
Oh, wait.
What?
We're gonna need a ton of water.
But we'll tell the product that it's not a lot of water.
That's gonna work?
It has.
They're gonna find out.
I got this. We'll tell them it's closed loop technology.
How often do you have to change the water? What are you putting in the water? Are you putting PFAS in that water? They last forever. It's poison.
Shut your mouth. We're just gonna tell them it's a trade secret. No more questions.
It's a trade secret.
It's a trade. You don't have to know
You don't have to know. It's a trade secret, you sons of...
All right, 30 minutes off the cuff, episode 31. Today is 5/19/2025. What's going on in the world by you?
Man, we had a little freak thunderstorm that just blew through here while I was working.
Did you recently make any data centers out there? I mean, that could be part of the problem.
Who knows? I mean, I don't know if data centers create little mini tornadoes when there's debris all over the road, but
well, they do let off a lot of evaporation. I don't know. So
probably
that seems to be the big thing, the data center conflict right now. I guess before even anybody could even blink an eye, we've had like 400 or 500 data centers around the country already, if not more. I think might be way more than that. I forget, but they're planning on building another 4,000 of them. And this is what people are saying the future might look like behind me.
I know, right? It looks like a Walmart. Isn't that great?
Yeah, in the middle of like an apocalypse.
Yeah, right.
With the cornfield dead, the river dried up, the city in ruins, but the data center's doing fine. That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to, bring wages up, cut taxes. We don't do anything of that. No, we need more data centers.
Right. Well, because we can't do it without the AI. We can't make it in the world.
Because once we replace you with the AI, just do what you're told now, and rah rah rah, all that stuff. Now,
Yeah.
people over here in Connecticut, we just have this Republican primary that just happened. So we're gonna see these people. They say they're from our grassroots people. I don't know if we're ever gonna see the light of day in the governorship, but
Mhm.
that would be a first if we actually get one of our own in there and we can say nope, we're no to these data centers and everything else that they've done in
Well, I
Connecticut
don't
here.
know about that. The Republicans are the ones approving them too.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. Is it the Republicans or is it Israel or
It-
quote fake,
well,
fake Israel
it's
or an Israel?
Israel that running an oligarchy in our country or something like that. It seems like I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, what do you think of these data centers? People are saying it's for AI. I don't buy that for $1.
Hey, America. So today I delivered a load to a data center in South Carolina. And I'm going to tell you something about that data center that I see. It looks like a prison. All right? Listen to me. There's nothing but solid concrete walls and ventilation.
You want to know about data centers right now? Okay, hang on. This is the data centers according to the internet right now. Look at Texas, 413. California, 321. Looks like Virginia, 665. What on God's green earth do we need all of this massive information about? Can you tell me? Somebody real smart, please chime in and
Because how do you need 4,000, 5,000, whatever they're building data centers around the country just to run AI? Like they're already running AI. It doesn't make any sense. And so, like, if you look at how big these things are, too, like the one that they're trying to build in Utah could power the whole state twice over. Just the one, just it's sucking up that much power that the whole state of Utah, it would take 2 years for them to, use that much power on their own. So I
I don't
don't
know,
buy
man.
this AI.
It could be a whole bunch of reasons because yes, they're saying, oh, well, we need places to store all the data and we need power to support these things. Maybe or maybe not, but there's always something more when they tell you what they're going to do these things for.
Data centers are a cover up. Let me explain. If you had a giant subterranean underground city and you needed to get large amounts of fresh water to it, how would you do that? You couldn't just take it. People would revolt. But if you convinced them that it was necessary and that the water was needed for data centers that would create jobs and a massive influx of money for the local economy, maybe people would think about it. I think our government knows about an event that's about to unfold. What that event is, I have no idea. But with all the
Yeah,
Now,
and the fact that there's these disclosures that they only hire anywhere from like a handful of people to 50, at the very most 50 people are running these places supposedly. So they're not hiring, and if they are, that's under disclosure and nobody's saying. But there's about 50 employees that they actually have, and there's not any pictures of what's actually going on inside of them. There's one picture that I was able to find of the Google data center, which it's only a small section of the warehouse. I think it's like only maybe a tenth of what the actual warehouse actually is, or the data center actually is. So you don't know what's going on inside. And there's, I think, three theories. The first theory is just powering AI. That's all. The next one is some CIA documents got leaked, which stated that these data centers are actually training facilities for robots, like these guys over here,
nice.
military robots.
New race has been heating up between the technological and military circles of the United States and China, a race already being compared in scale to the space rivalry of the Cold War era. This time, it is not about rockets or aircraft carriers, but about humanoids, a new generation of robots that could one day replace humans in factories, offices, and perhaps even on the battlefield.
So they're manufacturing them and they're training them on site, which makes some sense. The other theory, I guess, is that all the underground bases that the elites are fleeing to, well, they need power down there, obviously, and they need water down there. So, we're kind of supplying them with the water and the power, or it could be all three, or all four. I don't know, but
Well, I mean, now they got I mean, now I'm saying now, but it's already been happening probably for decades. But AI is writing itself, writing code and talking to AI. AI is talking to itself. I just learned what a couple days ago. AI is like creating their own social media
Hmm.
pages, like, and they're creating their own language, so we don't know what they're talking about. Now, Mark Sargent says though he worked in IT forever, and he says, "Oh no, that will never, it never become sentient." But now there's people saying, "Oh, it probably is sentient." I don't know how it could be. The only way is it have to get fallen angels in there and all that stuff.
Right.
But if it's anything close to what we've been learning through this whole little season stuff, my lunch break, all these things, and it's all AI has always been there. They're just regurgitating it and reintroducing it to us. So whatever, if that's really the case. But
Yeah, well,
I
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
kind of like what happened in Noah's time. They used up all the resources and they turned on each other, and the giants turn on the Nephilim turn on each other, and then they used up all the resources. So God really didn't have any choice but to wipe out the whole earth to refresh the whole system. It seems like we're going kind of that direction now. People say at the rate these things are going to be sucking up our water and electricity, within 25 years, we're not going to have any food, we're not going to have any water. And it's funny because when I was a kid, I used to watch a Transformers episode on TV, and
I
it
love
reminded me of the Decepticons harvesting all the energy out of the planet, plane,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
until there was nothing left. And so I
Yeah.
asked AI, I'm kind of using it against itself, but I said, what are the correlation between the Transformers narrative and what's going on right now with data centers? And holy smokes, it just brought up all these points that I hadn't even thought about between the parallel between data centers and the Transformer episodes, where in the end of the whole statement from Gemini, which is what I was using, it
Yeah.
said that, yeah, the Megatron would be quite happy with the consistency of what's happening right now. I'm like, oh my God.
The parallel between the modern AI data center boom and the original 1980s Transformers Generation 1 series isn't just a fun coincidence. It is a shockingly accurate metaphor for how the tech industry is operating right now. If you look at the core motivations, the technology, and the impact on everyday people, the similarities are everywhere. 1. The quest for energon versus the quest for compute. In Transformers, the Decepticons' entire mission on Earth was to strip the planet of its natural resources, tapping into oil rigs, hydro dams, and nuclear facilities to convert raw power into energon cubes. They needed this energy to feed Cybertron and fuel their war machine. In the real world, massive tech conglomerates are dropping hyperscale data centers into local communities with one goal: convert massive amounts of raw electricity into compute power. Just like energon cubes, this digital computing power is the lifeblood needed to fuel the competitive AI arms race. 2. Dropping in and hoarding local infrastructure. In Transformers, Megatron didn't build his own power grid. He would find an existing human resource, like a major power station or a dam, take it over, and siphon everything it had, completely indifferent to whether the local human cities went completely dark. In the real world, tech companies are doing a modern version of this by buying up existing grid capacity. In major hubs like Northern Virginia, Ohio, and parts of the Midwest, data centers are consuming so much of the local baseload power that utilities are delaying the closure of old coal plants and building new natural gas lines just to keep up. New housing developments and local businesses are literally being told they have to wait for grid access because the data centers got there first. 3. The Unicron level of consumption. In Transformers, the ultimate threat was Unicron, a colossal, planet-sized transformer that didn't just look for fuel. He literally detached chunks of worlds and swallowed them whole to sustain his massive energy requirements. In the real world, the industry is moving past standard data centers and planning gigawatt-scale clusters. A single proposed AI campus can require up to 5 gigawatts of power. That is not just a heavy load. That is the equivalent of swallowing the entire energy output of a small U.S. state, like New Hampshire or Vermont, just to keep a single facility's cooling fans and servers humming. 4. The literal transformer connection. The ultimate irony is buried right in the science of modern AI. The breakthrough technology that makes advanced AI models like ChatGPT or Gemini work in the first place is a specific type of neural network architecture developed by researchers. The actual technical name for this software breakthrough? The transformer architecture. So quite literally, transformers are the exact reason the modern world is currently scrambling for every last gigawatt of natural gas, nuclear, and grid power it can find. Megatron wanted to turn Earth's energy into cubes. Today's tech giants are turning it into tokens, data, and code.
It's like, oh my gosh, Megatron. He even brought in Megatron. So yeah, and in fact, if they're actually making robots in these centers, that'd be interesting as well. Maybe.
Dude, who knows, dude? I mean, they got miles and miles deep underground.
Data and all the allegations on underground bases. We systematically went through and tried to estimate our guess. This is totally a guess of how many underground bases, both underground in the United States, but also underground under the ocean around the United States. And our estimate was 170 with a transportation network connecting them.
And what would be the purpose?
If you thought you were going to get a near extinction event,
Cities, bases, or like who knows? And maybe this stuff was already there and through with now I'm thinking of literally just thought of this now. They say, oh well, they have these dumb deep underground military bases and they got this machine that can burrow through the ground.
Boring machine.
Yes, I've seen it, but it's like, well, maybe all those underground cities and maybe that was already there from the millennial reign. I don't know, or it is ancient stuff even before that, even before the millennial reign. I'm talking like way back. You
Oh,
know,
definitely. Yeah, I think it was a pre-flood possibly,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and they might be expounding on that. I'm sure there's, making it bigger and better or whatever you want to call it, but I'm sure they're just, utilizing everything they can down there, and yeah, we're not going to be part of their plan apparently.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
I
mean,
mean, the fact that the city council members that are voting and the county members that are voting these things in aren't even paying attention to any of the people. They're literally laughing at them. I've seen one video where they're all up there laughing at the people as they're protesting. I'm just like,
well, it's probably because two things. Either they're dumb and stupid and ignorant, don't know what's really going on. They're just laughing because they're dumbasses. Or they're laughing because they think we are that and probably know that we are that. And I say we loosely because they know that, oh, you guys are children because protesting is children. You don't even realize you should be operating under common law, not maritime law. And everything you do is under maritime law. And we have you, and everything you're doing is controlling yourself by your own words and your own procedures. You don't even know what you're doing. Ha ha ha, all the way to the bank. If you knew to go after us, you go after our bonds. Because we're public servants, and then oh my gosh, if you go after our bonds, then we have to pay probably billions of dollars. Please don't go after our bonds. Bondsforthewinners.com. And maybe it's that. Or it's just, well, maybe there is no or. They're just arrogant.
Hello. May I suggest y'all have a town hall and bring people that actually know about data centers and crypto mining in here to tell us about it instead of taking the word of nefarious companies that have allegedly been involved in illegal activity here and overseas.
We looked into the water infrastructure for this.
Where's the documentation? Because I filed at FOIA and I was told it was all lost to a flood.
How is it fair? You're using the word fair really loosely because fair means that you would have given us a chance before, and fair is that you give us a chance now. We all have lives just like everyone else. We've rescheduled things, we've missed things. It should be here.
Is the council willing to be transparent and provide us with the original documentation of the approval process? Because if y'all don't have that, how can we be sure that that conditional variance y'all did in 2025 is even legal?
well, maybe, I think maybe they're just arrogant and they're like, well, you know what, you guys are stupid because in the end, we're basically just buying our ticket and our children's ticket to, to the next, to the next reset, I
And
mean,
it's funny,
reset.
that's what they think.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what they think. I'm sure, that, there's another reset coming. You guys aren't going to be part of it. It's just going to be us. So in the end, we don't care, 2 cents what's going to happen to this. Because like O'Leary said, Mr. Wonderful, he was saying that, I want to make a dot on and I want to make a mark here for my children's sake. And I want my children this. Yeah, your children. But what about everybody else's children who's going to fry in the burner, and you jump off into the sunset with your, data center and everything else you're doing. Yeah, I think this is it. I think they're going to utilize these data centers and they're going to be possibly part of the 15-minute cities.
Oh my gosh,
headquarters.
that stuff again. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot
I
about
mean,
that.
The scariest, most dystopian system. This is what the drive to build all these thousands of data centers is about, to micromanage the world's population through the new financial world order. AI is really about that. We're heading towards digital control systems where we have no more control over our liquid assets. It will be programmable, permission-based. So only what the central planners allow you to use your money for, at what time and place and location will be permitted. And if you're in the wrong place, it's not going to work. And if you're buying the wrong book, it's not going to work. Your money won't work outside a certain zone, whether it's a 15-minute prison zone or whatever it may be. It is the totalitarian dictator's dream.
because there's so many of them. I mean, even little towns, like why do they need a huge data center? But if they ship everybody into these places or near these places and decide to everybody, if China attacks us or somebody else attacks us and there's martial law and we're shipped into these data centers or nearby in these 15-minute
Hey,
cities.
hey man, you can live in that what is it called? The line?
Oh yeah. Is that even a thing
Yeah,
anymore? Did Iran blow that up too? I don't know.
yeah. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. But I thought that was in Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates stuff.
Yeah, well, I think it was in Saudi Arabia,
Wow.
wasn't it? But I
But
mean, yeah, with
wow,
I mean, isn't
that's
it funny that
right.
Iran blew up that what was it? The weather modification facility that was by the army base, and now all of a sudden there's flooding in Iran, and they've had like growth in their crops, and their rivers are coming back like crazy ever since they blew up that weather modification place next to Iran. They've had droughts there for like 50 years, and after they blew that one facility up, now it's just lush green in Iran, which is crazy.
Did y'all see Iran? What's going on with all the water? Weather is completely changed in Iran now. Massive rains. All this. Look at this. This is all videos. Everybody's posting about it. Look right there. After years of drought, I wonder what happened. Look, 7 billion cubic meters of water now are in this dam. 64% of its total 11. But look, that is incredible. There's that much. Look, is it a coincidence? This is the Daily News, Iran. They're all posting about it. I saw this right here, but I can't read this out loud because.
Did you see that?
Whoa, you're saying that after they got rid of the technology to manipulate the weather, everything's better now, or it's
Right,
not better?
right. It is like so since
Okay.
like the 70s or whenever we set up all these bases down there in
Yeah.
Afghanistan and Saudi
Iran
Arabia.
Contra and all these things.
Yeah, we set up all these bases. I don't know, there's a million bases it seems like. But anyway, we had all these weather modification facilities down there, and this is what they say. That Iran blew up all the bases down there, including the one with the weather modification. And as soon as they blew that up, the weather came back to Iran. It's got lush green grass now. The rivers are just
Wow.
literally exploding with water. Like there's videos of these streams and rivers that haven't been there for years, and all of a sudden they're exploding with water. Like,
You know what's funny? My mind is going to like where they say, "Oh, the Great Satan," where they claim the United States. Well, who knows?
yeah,
So who knows? Maybe
are we
Iran's probably
causing all
right
these
about
droughts
something.
around the world? Are we causing our own droughts? I mean,
Is the CIA doing it, or is it the powers that be above them that live out past the ice wall? I don't know.
I think it's a lot to do with those in high places and principalities, those
Yeah,
Nephilim
yeah,
beings. I mean, they've been
yeah,
doing this
yeah,
since Abraham's time when they were
yeah,
making droughts, and Abraham had to, call on God basically to help the droughts that they were creating back then. So,
yeah. And that's the one thing I gotta remind myself is pray, because at the end of the day, he's the one
yeah,
that's gonna clean all this up wherever we are in the timeline.
yeah. I mean,
So it's like,
God reset the earth many times after, Satan and wicked men, destroyed the land and the rivers. I mean,
actually, when you put it that way, yeah, I guess that's, yeah.
all we
And
gotta do is just stomp on all the stupid data centers and reset, and there we go. Send another. Doesn't even have to be a
right
Noah's Ark
now,
flood, just a small flood.
right now, I want to know if this is truly the little season, then it doesn't really matter what they're gonna try to do.
Right.
You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if Christ
It's
returned,
like,
set up his shop for 1,000 years, and this is the 250 years or whatever you want to call it of Satan's little season. I mean, I think the time is closing for him. I think he knows it. That's
yeah,
why he's blowing up with all these data centers and just trying to just destroy whatever he can before, his judgment comes. But
if that's really the case, then it's probably also like, well, I just want to see what I can do before I'm taken out,
yeah,
And I don't know,
I'm going to take everybody with
uh,
me.
right?
I mean, he's pretty much everybody taking everybody with him anyway, with all the corruption and murder and abortion and all the nasty sodomy going rampant. I mean, he's pretty much taking everybody to hell with him. And now he's just gonna finish him
Right?
off here, apparently.
Right? The people who the Temple of Set, I just rewatched something like, oh my gosh, that's actually the Temple of Satan is actually just like some Hollywood crap, but the real one is Temple of Set because apparently the devil's name is the Set. Oh my God, according to these people.
Hmm.
And they've been in the military, all these things. Some guys, the whole how satanic panic in the 80s and all this crap. But apparently, fast forward all the way to now, it's like the same people. I don't know if it's like a left hand, right hand thing with the Luciferians on one hand and the Satanists on the other. I don't know. But it's like, I know that good, I believe there's good elite and there's bad elite. And they're fighting all the time, because there's people who say we want to uplift humanity, the other ones want to live off of humanity. That's what I tend to think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
My
so
theory is if you're high enough to get,
on some level,
yeah, if you're high enough to get into office, be a senator, and I believe you've probably been voted in by some elite class. You're not really getting any constituents. They just had that a study that showed even all these small cities and small towns, the voting is just off the charts compared to who actually lives there and the registration.
oh
It's
yeah,
like,
that was
whoever's,
just George Soros all over it.
yeah. So our votes obviously don't matter. They're going to put in whoever they want.
The 42,000 people in Nevada voted more than once, according to your work in this. 42,000 people. 1,500 people voted in Nevada that were dead. 19,000 people voted though they did not live in Nevada and they weren't a college student. 8,000 people voted from a non-existent address. 15
In California, at this UPS store in San Diego, over 30 people are registered to vote as this is their primary residence. It's all right to have this as a location where you receive a ballot, but you can't have it as your primary residence. And all these people do right here. For instance, this lady right here, Gloria, she's 100 years old and she voted in the 2024 election. In fact, the large majority of these people voted in the 2024 election, and some of these people even have the exact same PO boxes.
So
Trying to fix it
just,
though.
huh?
We're trying to fix it though with Mike Lindell and all these other
Yeah,
people, but
I don't know if they can fix it. It's been going on for 50 years or maybe even 100 years. Who knows? I mean, even that magazine that was put out back in the early 1900s, where that senator went off to Antarctica. That's one of the reasons he just took off and left down to Antarctica, because he figured out that all these elections are just fraudulent anyway. He just gave up on politics, and so he set sail to the
oh wow,
Antarctic and crossed over into the no
ice
man's
wall.
land. Yeah.
Well, speaking of ice wall, and not to get off track here, but I saw a video, was it U.S. Center or something? I saw it where they actually got to a part where people were actually living there, and then they got two boats that had to tell them to turn around, and there was like, I don't know, it was a military base, but it was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, there's definitely stuff going on there that, I don't even know if any of those pictures are real, other than the ice wall pictures. I mean, those pictures that they sent you of a desolate wasteland down there. I mean, all the old maps show there's so much down there, and all we see is just this, dry wasteland of snow. Like, is that really the whole thing? I mean, like this map right here next to me, I mean, it's got all sorts of foliage and different creatures living down there. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
in the
yeah.
1500s, but before the last reset. But there's got to be remains of those things
Yeah,
down there.
and I don't even know, right? And I don't even know if you've seen the map where it's got everyone. It looks like little mini craters and a big sheet of every crater that is a dome, and it's another civilization, another world
Oh
next
yeah,
to it.
outside
And
of the
I
ice
don't know
wall.
if that's I don't know if that's
Yeah, I'm
true or
not.
not. I don't know. But because I don't know, because we as believers, you know, in Christ and stuff, it's like in our Creator. That's what we believe. But then you have all these other religions, and it's weird. I've heard like
I'm trying to think that in Enoch, you
I
read
heard
Enoch, right? Have
one
you read
time.
Enoch? Have you read?
I have. I gotta reread it. I
Well,
read some. I followed a series on it, but I gotta read it again.
so the series, so the part where it says Noah after the flood, his children came to him because they were complaining about all the Nephilim spirits that they were being tortured by, and Noah prayed to God, and God said he was gonna basically ban 90% of those demonic spirits. Does it say where he banned them to? I don't remember if it was
Was it
possibly.
the abyss or because until they're released until the end?
Noah's prayer, Mastema, death of Noah. And in the 3rd week of this Jubilee, the unclean demons began to lead astray the children of the sons of Noah, and to make to err and destroy them. And the sons of Noah came to Noah their father, and they told him concerning the demons which were leading astray and binding and slaying his sons' sons. And he prayed before the Lord his God and said, God of the spirits of all flesh, who has shown mercy unto me, and has saved me and my sons from the waters of the flood, and has not caused me to perish as thou didst the sons of perdition. For thy grace hath been great towards me, and great hath been thy mercy to my soul. Let thy grace be lift up upon my sons, and let not wicked spirits rule over them, lest they should destroy them from the earth. But do thou bless me and my sons, that we may increase and multiply and replenish the earth. And thou knowest how thy watchers, the fathers of these spirits, acted in my day. And as for these spirits which are living, imprison them and hold them fast in the place of condemnation. And let them not bring destruction on the sons of thy servant, my God. For these are malignant and created in order to destroy. And let them not rule over the spirits of the living, for thou alone can exercise dominion over them. And let them not have power over the sons of the righteous from henceforth and forevermore. And the Lord our God bade us to bind all. And the chief of the spirits, Mastema, came and said, Lord Creator, let some of them remain before me, and let them hearken to my voice, and do all that I shall say unto them. For if some of them are not left to me, I shall not be able to execute the power of my will on the sons of men. For these are for corruption and leading astray before my judgment. For great is the wickedness of the sons of men. And he said, Let the 10th part of them remain before him, and let 9 parts descend into the place of condemnation. And one of us he
Yeah, I don't
Isn't
remember
the
where
abyss?
he banned them all. Maybe they're beyond the ice wall, though. That's why I was wondering if it's some sort of reference to them being banned beyond.
Tartarus? I don't know. I mean, a lot of these Greek mythologies and these movies, they all based on truth. Everything around the world and all religions has some truth in it, and it's intertwined. I don't know.
They always show
Again,
us the
I
truth
even
in the
heard,
movies too, you know.
right? I don't even know if this is true, but I learned that Hare Krishna is all bad and all that stuff, and some people are like, oh no, it's just a reincarnation of this high level being, and it makes you think, is this another version of Christ somewhere else? But there's a whole bunch of things out there. But again, there's world religions before you know, Christ came, you know, I think the first time, but others could argue whatever in a different era. But it's like, okay, well, everyone's trying to do things to get into heaven or be whatever. And Christ comes along and it's like, no, it's what I did. So there's that. That's different from everybody else. But then other people claim says, oh, well, other religions have a Christ figure.
Hmm.
So it's like, okay. And I'm like, well, there's still distinctions that are different.
Yeah.
among other things. So it's like you have to like really know what you're talking about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was
Even
in the side of my mind about that. Um, but
yeah.
either way, the only name that I found that can get rid of evil spirits and demons is when you say Jesus or Yahushua or whatever. So
Yeah, that
what's
seems to
up
be
with
a
that?
common theme. I don't know. Maybe Christ, maybe saying Jesus, maybe Christ gives us some leeway, because we're all deceived right now. I don't know if like if you said
Well, yeah, yeah,
Yeshua, if it would have the
yeah,
same effects
yeah.
on demons. I don't know. I've never heard of anybody crying in the name of Yeshua. But I know in other languages, people say the
I've
name of
said it.
Christ in
I've
their
said it.
language, and it's done the same thing. So in their language, it also seems to repel demonic beings. So it's not just like the English version of Jesus, is the most powerful. Because I mean, if they could say the Yeshua or the
It's
Joshua name in another language and have the same
yeah,
effect, maybe it has to
yeah.
do with
It's
just
probably
like in your mind, you know who you're talking to, who you're trying to
yeah,
communicate
yeah,
to. So I don't know.
yeah. It's just what's tied, and that's why the sacred namers I think go way out of control because it's not it's the meaning behind the word and your intent and all these things. It's a whole combination of things, and he knows who's gonna say yes, who's gonna pick him, who's not. What does it say? He says you were chosen. Everybody's called, but few are chosen. All are not thrown into everyone is supposed to be saved. It's just do you accept?
Right.
So that's why I
Yeah.
think you're blotted out of the book of life. I think everybody's in the book of life, and then they blot you out if you're
Right.
like, nah, no thanks. That's what I believe.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, like the Hebrews it says, if God spared not those that the angels, how much more those of us that came to the knowledge of Christ and then fallen away. I mean, how many chances does Christ give us?
yep,
I don't think he gives us
yep,
as many as people think.
yep,
But yeah, but the
yeah,
English
absolutely.
language is not the superior, to all the other languages. Like, oh, you need to use the name of Jesus. It's not like people in Germany or Asia or wherever they come from. Obviously they have a different name for Christ. They're not all saying Jesus. So
Well, here's the other thing too. When you look at these millennial reign videos, they're all in English. So what does that mean? Or is that just for this area now where we live, and then on another area, the millennial reign where he was reigning all over the world, maybe it was in their language. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out now. It's like because the Vatican apparently it says J, but J for Jesus. Okay, well that's English, or is it Latin, or like
I
what I'm
think,
saying?
yeah, I think J is actually the worst letter of the alphabet. And I'm wondering if that's why they decided that in the English language they're going to call Jesus by a J, and
It was
it,
I first, right?
it,
Was it
it was
I
supposed to be
or
Iesus, is what it originally was in the
yeah,
old King James. It was like Iesus or something like that
yeah,
in the Geneva Bible. But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
never, J was
Oh,
not a
I've been
Hebrew.
saying Gideon Bible to people. Geneva. Oh my God, what's that? Geneva Bible. That's right.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
Gideon Bible. Yeah, I mean, I think the English language is probably the most terrible language. I think it was made just to water down the Bible, our Bible, and I think it was
And
everything
spell
we
cat.
say. Yeah,
That's the
it's
thing.
you spell. I mean, what is that? And when you really want to be fancy, you use cursive. Like, what am I cursing someone now? Like,
Your English language is occultic, okay? It comes from Anglo-Saxon,
Yes.
right? English is what it's called. English. Anglo is angelo. Saxon is sexon. It's sect, okay? It means angel sex. It's from the fallen angels that had sex with the women. This is literally where this stems from. And so it is an occultic language. All the old books of witchcraft they have English words in them. Like the English is it's witch tongue is what it's called. Okay, so like when you start digging into stuff, you'll be like, okay, this is really weird. Why is it saying these things in here? These things in here that are all English related, bro. Why is it called spelling in our language?
They're all casting spells, right?
It is a spell casting language, bro. It's called. Do you know where the word grammar comes from?
No.
Etymology of grammar. Google it, somebody. Etymology of grammar. It literally says witchcraft, incantations, mumbo jumbo, spells. So like when you study what the etymology of words, your whole perspective starts to shift. Like grammar is from grimoire. Grimoire is the old books of witchcraft. That's what grimoire is. That's where we get the word grammar. Okay, that's why it's called the Grammys. When people get awards at the Grammys, bro, it's witchcraft. They're rewarding you for witchcraft. Like that's why it's called that. Okay, program. Pro means for. Gram means witchcraft. Programming you. Programmer. It's pro grimoire. It's pro witchcraft. It's for witchcraft. Like everything that you're watching, I mean, like the television, they're telling you lying visions, lie visions, okay? And it's the channel. In witchcraft, it's called channeling. It's the media, okay? The media that you watch is called the medium, is the witch. When you go talk to a medium, the medium's the in-between, you and the bigs and the littles. You're the little, the bigs are the gods, the Thor and all of them, okay? And then the medium is the in-between. That's the person that goes between the gods and you. That's mediumship. That's why it's called the media.
Wow.
So, dude, when you see it like that, it's like, dude, the whole thing is occultic. It's all a bunch of witchcraft. But we're so naive to it. I mean, Hollywood is the wood that wizards and witches craft their wands and staves out of. They craft it out of Hollywood. It's not like they're telling you what it is. Okay, they're telling you straight up. It's like, but we naively see.
And the whole language, the whole meanings, you know, you work all week and then you get to the weekend. So what are your weekend now? I'm looking forward to being weekend.
Right. Week. Oh, morning. I say happy rising now. I don't say morning. Like every morning. It's
God
like,
morning,
good
you know.
morning. I'm like, oh no. Happy rising.
Everything in English is just messed up, but they push that around the world, which is always should give you red flags when they try to push a narrative around the world. Like in the Philippines, you know, you can't even get a job if you don't speak English. Like it's not their native tongue or anything. Why would you qualify somebody for a job on the basis of them speaking a foreign language? It's absolutely backwards.
Yeah, well, that is kind of I know, but with America's because it holds everything together. Yeah, being very critical of Trump doing all these things. Hey, dude, you shouldn't be doing this, doing that, regardless of if he doesn't care about being at the White House and all this crap. Now, do we still want him to go back to his press? But again, it's a multifaceted because of all the things that you and I know. And you're just like, on one hand, you're thinking, okay, well, maybe this. On the other hand, you're like, well, I already know that this stuff that they talk about is like, and like we already know about the left-right paradigm, all this crap and all that stuff. We already know. But it's like your local area. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard there's a lady complaining about Trump down in Georgia. Apparently, there's a farmer that's been on his farms for, I don't know, 3-4 generations, maybe longer. But it seems like Trump and a bunch of his constituents, when I say constituents, I mean is, people that are around him, is cabinet members, whatever. They're creating an airport down there.
His cabinet.
Yeah, they're creating an airport on this guy's land. They give him eminent domain, and they're just shutting his whole crop down.
Oh no! Don't tell me they did the eminent.
Yeah, they did an eminent domain on his 200 acres or 300, and they're making an airport. It's not even a public airport. It's just for all the billionaires, literally.
Promises kept.
You are not going to believe this. I made a video yesterday that went viral. I was talking about Jeff Mellon, a Georgia farmer from Spalding County, whose 225 acres that were in his family for generations was taken over by all Republican officials through eminent domain to build a private, a county airport that's going to be used by private jet owners and corporate jets.
Yeah.
Promises made, promises kept.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. It's all Republicans.
This is why a lot of farmers are like angry. They say, I still support him, but I'm not happy about these things. I don't know, man, but yeah, that's crazy. Eminent domain.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be for like roads, something for the good of the whole. When you're making an airport, that's just for yourself. I mean, it'd be like if I was president, I'm like, I think I need I don't know, I need to build some supermarket and make money off of, and then I'm just going to take over some random poor farmer's land and just build my supermarket. But it's but no, this is just for an airport. Just unreal. I guess it's not the only place. I guess there's a lot of data centers that are being built by the same type of people that are, eminent domaining all these fields and whatnot to just destroy the land. I mean, there's people all over the country that have had rivers in their backyards and they're just gone now because of the data center.
I'm currently standing in the Rio Grande River right now. This is what it looks like right here, all dirt. All dirt.
The Colorado River that starts in Montana and Wyoming is virtually non-existent, running through Utah, Colorado, down through the Grand Canyon. It's running at 57%. It feeds 40 million people in the West, and we keep building like water's free. Water is not free. It's going to be more valuable than gold sooner or later. So the data centers that are chewing up all this water and all this energy, look out, people. Buckle up. You better be a prepper or you're going to be in trouble.
In fact,
if people learn about natural energy and they tap into to it in their backyard, maybe they can counter it.
Oh, they don't know about energy. They don't know about the ether.
Putting
They know about solar
grass
panels.
rods and
Yeah, like China just built the world's
I know,
largest
right?
solar panel facility on top of the ocean. Like, what could possibly go wrong there? You know?
China just built a solar ocean big enough to power every home in New York City. This is the world's largest offshore solar farm, floating off the coast of Wenzhou, China. It cost over $1.5 billion to build and covers more than 2,800 football fields of ocean. Thousands of solar panels float on the water, soaking up sunlight all day.
Right on top of the ocean, the world's largest solar panel. I mean,
Are you serious?
I'm serious. And then the Colorado River, I seen a bunch of people had their whitewater rafting ready to go, but there's no more Colorado River apparently. Like, it's completely dried up. So all these people that, you know, reserved campgrounds and places so they could go whitewater rafting, well, they're gonna have to find a different river apparently. Colorado River, which is one of the largest rivers in America, you know, it's completely gone.
That is insane. I didn't go to whitewater rafting in Colorado. I did it in Maine. But who knows what happens on the East Coast then? I'm like, what? Are you serious? The Colorado River is like depleting?
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It's not depleting. It's gone in a lot of parts, I guess. And they got one right out. They're gonna put one right here by me in the Rock River, which is another one of the biggest rivers in the country. That's probably gonna be dried up now. But anyway, it looks like we're out of time, so might have to continue this next week or find the next destructive news to report on, I guess. But
yeah.
All righty. Well,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, have a good week. Hopefully it's better this week than it's been this last 2 months, but God bless.
Yeah, I'll take it.
There are some very bad people funding this misinformation.
The Salt Lake Tribune has done some research. They said the people protesting you, at least the people that they looked at, that filed the petitions and paid the money, the vast majority had Utah addresses. They were locals. They were from the state.
Oh, Mr. Wonderful, with the golden tongue, selling the future while the land is wrung. He says the money's dirt, he says it's coming from away, while he cashes the checks of the Zion pay. It's a theater of mirrors, a projector's lie, to hide the foundation of the server sky. He shouts on the screen, he's creating the fear. The protesters are bought, that's the story we hear. But follow the trail, let the truth be found. See whose silver is deep in the ground. He's pointing at ghosts to cover his track, while the data center's growing, taking the back of the people who stand for the soil and the home, while he builds his empire under the dome. Ooh, oh, yeah. Tell the people now. So tell us, wonderful, whose game do you play when the servers are humming and the land fades away? The truth is the witness that never grows old. More than the bribes, more than the gold. Jano, yeah. So step out the globe, look up at the sign. The truth isn't data, it's by design. The earth isn't spinning, the stars aren't cold. Wake up, sleeper, before the story is told. They tell us we will have nothing and be happy, but think of your children and how they'll be hungry.